Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a plan with me in my Hobonichi weeks for the week of October 8th through the 14th. I'm filming this Monday night because I kind of got a late start to my week and to planning. Hopefully I can get this edited and up tonight. If not, then you might be seeing this on Tuesday. I am using a Pilot G-Tech C3 pen and it is in the 0.3 tip. So I find that the gel pens smear less if it's in a very fine tip, and that's what I like to use. And I also like to use a black pen as well. Basically in a Hobonichi with the Tomoe River paper, the thinner tip the better, because that means that the ink dries faster. And especially because I'm a lefty, even when I try my hardest, and I usually am like an underwriter where I kind of write from the bottom, I still forget and smear. So using a really thin tip helps me a lot. Now, in my previous video, I said that if you watched this video, you would see kind of what my finished weekly spread looks like from what I was doing last week. So last week I divided the left side into 3 columns. I'm going to continue that this week. I had work, YouTube related stuff, and then exercise related stuff. I was also using these little sticky notes from Muji, and this was because at the time when I was doing the plan with me, I didn't know if I was going to be running these amounts, and so I didn't want that in my planner. I actually didn't run them at all, so I crossed them out. The ones that I did end up running, I actually wrote in my planner. So the sticky notes worked out perfectly for me. On the right side, as you can see, it gets a little bit messy, but this is kind of real life that's happening here, and I'm experimenting with different layouts. I am taking the horizontal and moving it all the way across the right to the end of the right side of the page. So all of the items in this little section here, this is my to-do list, and then over here I have kind of bullet points of things that happened that day, so that way when I go back to my Erin Condren and do a memory or rewind or back plan spread, I can see what I did and fill those gaps in. So again, here's Tuesday, here's all the stuff I did on Tuesday, here's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and so on. As you can see, Saturday and Sunday, I didn't actually have a whole lot of things on my task list. So I ended up just writing in what I was doing for that week. My washi was also super simple last week, and I like not having a whole lot of stuff on this side, like washi and sticker wise, like I did in previous weeks, because it gives me a lot more space. So this week, I'm going to do the same thing where I am dividing this into 3 parts. If you are unfamiliar with the Hobonichi weeks or kind of learning more about it, you'll notice that the Hobonichi weeks has these little dots on each of these dividing lines that's a tiny bit darker. And that's because if you were to take these dots and line them up, it'll create those 2 straight lines, vertical lines, which is an easy way to divide this page into like smaller sections. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So if any of you watch my Erin Condren plan with me's, this week I'm not going to be doing an Erin Condren plan with me. I just decided I wanted to film, or I'm sorry, I decided I didn't want to film. I wanted to just plan off camera. But I did have an exciting week, as you can kind of see down here. I went to a library book sale. I went to a brunch battle, which is basically where you pay like, we paid $25 per person for a ticket, and there were 6 restaurants that were participating in this brunch battle, kind of like what you would see on like Top Chef or like a cooking show, where you have the restaurant that's, you know, does this like small like tasting size like food items. So we had like chicken and waffles, we had like breakfast tacos, we had what else did we have? We had another chicken and waffle because that was really popular. We had need something to. We had oh, we had a donut that had like bourbon all in it, so it was super like delicious and boozy. And my husband ended up getting 2 of them because he really enjoyed them. For me, I thought that the donut was a little bit heavy, like the breading to me was a little bit heavy, so I didn't really like it as much, but my husband really liked it. And there was this lobster hash that was really good, but the restaurant group that was putting together the lobster hash also was poaching eggs, and they were poaching them to order, which sounds great, like, except for the fact that there was like over 100 people there, and so we were all waiting in line, and it took so long for them to finish all the order, like poaching orders. We just like waited in line and got really full. But it was actually my favorite because of the flavors, and it was a lot lighter. Like, I know brunch can be heavy, and I really like that this lobster hash with the poached egg was just a lot lighter. Here's what I'm using for washi. I'm using this Simply Gilded Ghost Washi, and this is the Ghost Washi 2.0. It's part of the washi that was in the fall pre-sale order, and they just have these like little tiny bit of foiling in the silver bows that are on some of the ghosts. So super cute. And I just did that top to bottom. Because this is a 15mm washi, it does cut into the very top of the planner layout here, but I think that'll be okay for me, especially since Monday's mostly over already. So now I'll go ahead and put in my schedule. If you, again, are new to my channel, I like to write in my work schedule, even though it basically stays the same. For me, it just kind of reminds me that I need to go to work, and makes me feel accomplished that I'm going to work and getting things done. So here we go. So to go back to like what I did this week. So Saturday, as I said, I did the brunch battle. And then on Sunday, I had friends. That sounds weird. It sounds like I don't have friends. I went to a friend's house and we met and played board games. We really like playing, especially cooperative board games. So we were playing Pandemic Legacy. We just completed April. So if you're familiar with Pandemic Legacy, you'll know, you'll understand what that means. But we just finished April and we failed our 4th game in a row. So we had to open, like, we didn't open a box, but we had to like scratch a special card. Basically, for Pandemic Legacy, how it works is that for Pandemic Legacy, how it works is that you have a board game, and each game that you play affects the board in such a way that when you play the next game, any changes that were made to the board stay in effect. And if you fail 4 times in a row, it's pretty bad. I mean, you're kind of losing in the long run, but this was so hard. And it's a cooperative game, which means you're supposed to work together, and we were so close to winning and yet so far away, and then we just died and we lost, and we were all really sad. All right, so that is work that I have filled in. I do have end of term coming up for me, so I wanted to write that in. Saturday, if I take a look at my what I have planned, clearly it wasn't updated. I have a hair appointment at 11:30. And then so far we have nothing planned for the 14th, although we might try to go apple picking this weekend. I really want to go apple picking and my husband's not so into it, but we have friends that really like apple picking, plus they also want to get like pictures with their like baby and just kind of take fall family pictures. So my husband was thinking that he will take pictures of them apple picking and out kind of in that sort of like environment in exchange for them driving us to go apple picking. And then that way we'll be with friends. It'll be a lot more fun. I'm super excited because I've never been apple picking. I'm originally from Florida and we don't do that there. But my husband's like, you pick apples and it's not so fun. And I don't know. I just want to experience it. So right now I'm going to leave that blank because I don't know what exactly we have planned, if that apple picking is going to actually, if we can confirm that or not. So I'm going to leave that blank. So here I'm writing YouTube related stuff. And so I'm doing a bunch of like filming YouTube. I'm going to try and get some editing and uploading done, but if not, definitely I'm going to upload by Tuesday. And then I might fill in the rest of the week as I go along. For my exercise, I forgot to check my Nike running app again, so I'll have to check that. I did check this morning because I did end up running. This one was supposed to be a 5 times 1,000 meter like speed run, but I ended up not doing it, and I just did a 5K run as kind of like a recovery or get back into things, because as you can see, like the last couple weeks, well, this is really hard to read now, but I hadn't really done a whole lot of running. So I just did a 5K run. Tomorrow I'm supposed to do a longer run. I think I might just do some general like exercise training and move my long run to Wednesday, but we'll see how that goes. And then I want to try and divide this a little bit differently. I think this time I'm just playing around with different ways of dividing things because I feel like it's so messy sometimes. I'm gonna put to-dos up here. So I'm gonna do to-dos in the top half or top section. And I will still write like Monday, which is what I used to do in the past, and then do like squares, and then Tuesday, and then I'll continue over here on this side for the rest of the week. Hopefully that'll be enough space. And then I'm gonna put my what is this, like not memory planning, but like what happened that day. So like daily log, I guess you could call it, of like what happened. So like for example, today I ran 5K, and then I also walked the dog. We went for kind of a longer walk, which is rather than just like running out to take her out and then bring her back in. So I wanted to mention that. And then I went to Starbucks, and I did some planning for readathons. I started listening to Vicious, and now I am planning and filming. And I'm also doing laundry and meal prep. So that's all that I've done today. So this will be Monday. and then I'll do Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on. I was actually going to go all the way across, and then I forgot because I was trying to do similar to what I was doing with the to-dos. So we'll just see how that goes. I might go all the way across next time, but whatever. I'll run with it. So I'm gonna step away real quick and check my running app, and then I will be right back to fill that in. All right, I am back. And so here's what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to do a 5 times 1,000 meters today for a speed run, and then tomorrow I'm supposed to do a long run that's 8.25 miles, and then Wednesday I'm supposed to do a benchmark that's 15 minutes, so it's usually like I think like a mile or a mile and a half, and then for me, and then Friday I'm supposed to do a recovery run that's 3.5 miles. That is a lot of running, especially because this speed run is still 5K. So anyway, I'm gonna shift things around. I'm gonna make Tuesday kind of just like a maybe cross training. So I might do on the Nike Training Club, there's a like stability drills that you can do, so I might do that. There's a lot of like kind of slow movements, but kind of just working on your core and kind of flexibility and mobility. So I might do that, or I might do a tone it up workout. It kind of depends on how much time I have and when I'm able to do it. I'm gonna try and aim for my long run on Wednesday. And like I said, that's supposed to be 8.25 miles. And then Thursday, I'm going to do my, I'm gonna have like another rest. Probably I'm actually going to maybe like rest and stretch. And then I'm going to have Friday be my benchmark. And that's 15 minutes. And then Saturday, I have a hair appointment, so I'm not gonna really have time to do that. So Sunday is going to be my recovery run at 3.5 miles. Okay, so that is my exercise kind of training regimen. Like I said, I'll be filling in the YouTube videos this week as I get to them. But that's it for this week. So far, I'm liking the way this looks. You know, when I look back at previous weeks, I really like the way that this is divided. This looks a lot cleaner to me. Like when I went back to look at this, I was able to see immediately if I had done the running and what the running was, or like what my training was. Whereas this is so hard for me to read. And even if I go back, it's a little bit easier, but it's still not as easy to read as this, where it's divided. Like this is work, this is like YouTube and social media, and this is exercise. So I really like that these are divided in this way. I'm hoping that with the to-dos all in one section and my daily log in one section, that'll be a little bit easier to read, because I find this side kind of messy right now. But that is kind of my layout for this week. Tune in next week to next week's plan with me to see kind of what the finished look is for this Hobonichi spread, and I'll let you know if I'm going to do any more tweaking or updating to the layout. I did have a few questions, I think from people who are new to my channel or who are just kind of clicking on my videos by chance. If you are wondering, this cover is a Foxy Fix Perfect Fit cover for the Hobonichi Weeks. I do have a review of it on my channel, and I will try to link it somewhere so that way you can click and watch that review if you're kind of interested in finding out more about this planner cover. That is it for today. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing to me and commenting. I really appreciate that you are taking the time out of your day to watch these videos, because I know that everybody's day is busy, and you know, hopefully you can get a little bit of inspiration from me and kind of see how I am tweaking my planning style. Even though I've been planning, this is my second year in the Hobonichi Weeks, I'm constantly trying to change my planning style to better fit my needs, and I think that this is kind of a great example of how I'm kind of shifting and hopefully improving planning for me. So thank you so much. I will talk to you in the comments and see you in the next video. Bye!